America, 1966. The roar of engines and the smell of gasoline filled the air like a symphony of raw power and ambition. Car culture had reached a fever pitch, and the battle for horsepower supremacy was raging stronger than ever. Detroit's Big Three, Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, were locked in a relentless war, pushing boundaries and redefining what performance meant to a generation hungry for speed and style. Amid this automotive battleground, two remarkable cars emerged from very different origins, each carving its own legend on American roads and racetracks. On one side, a sleek, rear-engined, air-cooled Chevrolet Corvair, reborn into a formidable racing machine by a passionate Pennsylvania dealer named Don Yenko, the Yenko Stinger. On the other, a snarling front-engine Mustang, hand-built by the legendary Carroll Shelby into a fierce and fearsome track competitor, the Shelby GT350. These cars were never destined to be direct rivals. They competed in different racing classes, came from distinct philosophies, and appealed to vastly different drivers. But in the hearts of enthusiasts, the question remains, which one truly captured the essence of 1960s American performance? By the mid-60s, the Ford Mustang was a phenomenon that changed the muscle car landscape forever. Its aggressive styling, affordable price, and powerful engine options made it an instant favorite across the nation. Meanwhile, General Motors had its own answer to America's growing desire for sporty cars, the Chevrolet Corvair. But the Corvair was unlike anything else on the road. Forget muscle car norms. This compact had its engine in the rear, air-cooled like a Porsche 911, and a flat-six engine that offered smooth, European-style power delivery. It wasn't about brute force. Instead, it emphasized balance, nimbleness, and handling finesse. That is, until Don Yenko saw what others didn't. Don Yenko was no ordinary Chevrolet dealer. From his base in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, Yenko was a racer and innovator, obsessed with squeezing every last ounce of performance out of the cars he sold. He recognized the Corvair's hidden potential and set out to create a true racing machine from what many dismissed as a quirky economy car. Yenko's vision was to build a car that could dominate the sports car club of America's D-production class, a category where nimbleness and cornering prowess mattered as much as horsepower. He stripped out unnecessary weight, upgraded suspension components, and most importantly, reworked Chevrolet's 164 cubic inch flat-six engine, boosting output to a scorching 240 horsepower. The 1966 Yenko Stinger was born, a race-bred, stripped-down Corvair wearing a distinctive white and blue livery, with wide fenders that hinted at the performance lurking beneath the hood. Its rear-engine layout gave it exceptional balance, allowing it to carve corners with surgical precision. And with its lightweight frame, the Stinger could carry momentum through twisty sections like few American cars of the era. Across the country, Carroll Shelby was engaged in his own battle for racing glory. Already a legend from his days racing and building the iconic Shelby Cobra, Shelby had turned his talents to Ford's newest pony car, the Mustang. His task was clear: transform a wildly popular street car into a legitimate contender on the racetrack. The first Shelby GT350 appeared in 1965, and by 1966, Shelby had refined it further. The GT350 featured a high-revving, 289 cubic inch Windsor V8 engine, producing 306 horsepower, a figure that sent shivers through the muscle car world. But Shelby's genius wasn't just about brute power. He upgraded the suspension with stiffer springs and heavy-duty shocks, added quicker steering and beefier brakes, and shaved weight wherever possible. The result was a car with blistering acceleration, razor-sharp handling, and an exhaust note that thundered like a storm rolling across the plains. The GT350 was a force to be reckoned with on the SCCA's B-production circuits, a balance of raw muscle and nimble control. Although the Yenko Stinger and Shelby GT350 never officially faced off in the same racing class. The Stinger raced in D production, the GT350 in B production. The comparisons were inevitable. In the paddocks, car lovers debated which car was superior. The Stinger was the clever underdog, lightweight, precise, and balanced. The GT350 was the brute, powerful, aggressive, and loud. Imagine a typical SCCA race weekend in 1966. In one pit stall sits the low-slung rear-engined Corvair, its flat six-engine humming like a European sports car. A few stalls away, the Mustang GT350 growls, its V8 engine radiating raw muscle. Both cars represent the spirit of American performance, but through two very different lenses. Let's dig into the details. The 1966 Yenko Stinger featured Chevrolet's 164 cubic inch air-cooled flat six engine, tuned to produce between 160 and 240 horsepower depending on modifications. The car weighed approximately 2,200 pounds, astonishingly light by muscle car standards. Its rear-engine, rear-wheel drive layout gave it remarkable traction and balance, while a four-speed manual transmission connected driver and machine with precision. The Shelby GT350's 289 cubic inch Windsor V8 was a powerhouse, delivering 306 horsepower. At roughly 2,800 pounds, the GT350 was heavier but compensated with sheer power and advanced suspension components. It too employed a four-speed manual designed to maximize control and acceleration. On paper, the Stinger was a scalpel, precise, nimble, and surgical in its cornering. The GT350 was a broadsword, brutal, fast, and relentless in a straight line. Behind the wheel, the experience couldn't be more different. Driving the Yenko Stinger was like piloting a finely tuned race car. You sat low, close to the front wheels, with the smooth six-cylinder engine singing behind you. The rear engine setup gave it almost perfect balance. No heavy nose to dive in corners. No tail that suddenly stepped out. On winding back roads or twisty racetracks, the Stinger excelled, able to outmaneuver cars with far more horsepower. The GT350 was a different beast entirely. It was muscle car with race-bred discipline. The throttle was explosive and demanded respect. The V8's roar was intoxicating, urging the driver to push harder. While the front engine layout meant the nose was heavier, Shelby's suspension tweaks kept it manageable. It rewarded aggressive driving, braking late, accelerating hard, and powering out of corners with torque and fury. On the track, both cars proved their worth. Don Yenko himself campaigned the Stinger with notable success, and the car quickly developed a loyal following among club racers who admired its ability to punch above its weight. Meanwhile, the Shelby GT350 dominated its class, piling up victories and cementing Ford's performance credibility. It was faster on straights, quicker off the line, and capable of holding high speeds through sweeping corners. Had these two machines raced each other head-to-head, the battle would have been fascinating. The GT350 would likely own the straights with its brutal acceleration, while the Stinger would shine through the technical, twisty sections with its agility. Culturally, the Shelby GT350 exploded into legend. Its aggressive looks, Carroll Shelby's name, and its unmistakable V8 roar made it a dream car for many. It helped launch Mustang's image as America's true performance car and inspired generations of enthusiasts. The Yenko Stinger remained more of a niche hero. Built in limited numbers, just over 100 in 1966, it never enjoyed the same widespread fame. But for those who knew it, the Stinger represented something special. Innovation, boldness, and a testament to how one man's vision could transform an overlooked car into a serious competitor. Today, both cars are treasured collector's items. The Shelby GT350 stands as a symbol of American muscle's golden era, raw power, racing heritage, and iconic design. The Yenko Stinger is cherished by purists as a rare, lightweight performance marvel, a unique chapter in the story of American racing. They represent two paths American muscle took in the mid-60s: the brute force of the GT350's V8 muscle and the finesse of the Stinger's lightweight, balanced engineering. And nearly 60 years later, the debate still rages among car lovers: muscle or nimble, brute force or surgical precision. One thing is clear: both the 1966 Yenko Stinger and the 1966 Shelby GT350 captured the American spirit of performance, innovation, and passion in a way few cars ever have. Two cars, two visions, one unforgettable era. Which one would you take for a ride?